for today's webinar on MCA21 version 3, the new age company and LLP registration and filing. Thank you all for joining in our journey and encouraging and motivating us in our knowledge sharing endeavor. As you are aware that every Friday since last 2 years, we are doing our webinar without fail, except some holidays in between. MCA21 version 3 is a technology-driven, forward-looking project envisaged to strengthen enforcement, promote ease of doing business, and enhance user experience. MCA21 version 3 rollout has been planned in phase to ensure minimum disruption in regulatory filing. Because we have seen in the past, when you start doing something, it's a new and people are using it, and because of their non-adherence of the planned thing, they create problems. So phase 1 of rollout was completed on 24th May 2021 with launch of ebook, e-consultation model, and a revamped website. As part of the phase 2, LLP model for supporting all LLP filing was launched on 8th March 2022. Now 9 company form have gone live on 1st September 2022. From Form S was CHG-1, CHG-4, CHG-6, CHG-8 and CHG-9 relating to application for creation, modification, satisfaction of charge. From Form Director, DIR pre-KYC and DIR pre-KYC, they have relating to KYC of directors. And from DPT-3 relating to return of deposit, and Form DPT-4 relating to statement regarding deposit existing on the commencement of the sale. Okay. So these are the new things the NC has rolled out. Remaining company form and other models like e-Adjudication, compliance management system are scheduled to be fully deployed within this calendar year. MCA21 launched in 2006, and for others' knowledge, I was involved since beginning. In 2003 or 2004, I have written an article on technology and ROC, how the technology things can come in ROC. And that time we decided and predict so many things which is now true and everybody is using. After the launch in 2006, the entire process of incorporation has been scaled up to newer level of speedy and hassle-free company LLP formation. Today, the system facilitates simultaneous registration like PAN, TEN, GST, EPFO, ESI, shop and establishment, opening of bank account, and professional tax, which has saved immense time and cost, and this is the great facilitation. The objective of today's webinar is to understand the new version, the phase in which it is likely to be implemented, and the shape of new company and LLP registration and filing and other things to come. We have a galaxy of speaker for today's webinar. Mr. Manoj Pandey, who will join us late. He is IRS officer in law graduate MBA. He is presently holding the position of General Secretary in MCA. Earlier, he has served as a Commissioner of Income Tax, Additional Director General and Advisor to CCI, and has been part of delegation to number of international conferences like ICM, BRICS, UNTAC, and bilateral negotiation with authorities of other countries. We welcome sir when he will come. Then we have Mr. V. Shri Kumar, Joint Director, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and worked in various capacity as ICLS officer in NCA at various stations. During introduction of LLP Act in 2008, he was actively involved in successful implementation of LLP project, and I was working with him jointly with something. During 2012 to 18, as inspecting officer, successfully completed inspection and investigation of many companies. Since 2019, he is actively involved in transition of MCA version 2 to version 3 projects. So he is the right person who knows each and everything today and the future. So he will discuss with us about the development and future. So I welcome you, Sri Kumar sir. Then we have Rohit Bhatt is a director operation MCA21 version 3, Larsen and Toubro Infotech. He has more than 17 years of experience in service integration, transition and transformation and software quality assurance. He is working as a process consultant at MCA21 projects. So today people have sent more than 20-25 queries, and I hope that we will receive 100 queries. So Rohit will answer all these things. What are the issue? Because sometimes what is happening, the issue is not that system is not correct. Issue is the knowledge. So you just tweak the knowledge, things will automatically change. Because that day when I met Pandey sir, he was telling the difference between registered user and business user, and people were not able to understand. That's why they were creating issue. So Rohit will tell us. Then we have Ms. Sakshi Sharma. Sharma is a ACS and LLB, is working as a domain expert with Larsen and Toubro Infotech Limited in MCA version 3 project. She has experience in working in government and non-government projects and has rich experience of compliance handling in Companies Act and allied laws. I welcome Rohit and Sakshi for this program. Then we have Ms. Bala Nadar. He is a fellow member of Institute of Company Secretary with 15 years of experience and holds the specialization from Harvard Business School in Business Strategy and Disruptive Innovation. Forbes magazine has enlisted Mr. Bala as Modern India's game changer in 2020 for his contribution in developing entrepreneurial ecosystem in India and serving the largest number of startup and SME in India. We all are making work on this. Bala has incorporated more than 15,000 companies and 17,000 IPR registration he has done. So he is the right person to tell MCA that what are the problems they are facing and how to system will improve. Then we have Ankit Singh, is a partner head corporate affairs and compliance and corporate profession. He has experience of more than 15 years in corporate legal advisory, due diligence, acquisition, corporate governance, foreign exchange law, and setting up business, etc. So Ankit, because he is a user, he knows things, so he can ask issues relating to this, and then he can suggest us also the improvement. Now, because their Galaxy speakers are there and the questions I know so many. Before giving to the other speaker, I just want to share a very important thing, because what happened when I met Sir Pandey sir, that day we discussed about that India has done something great, but that is not coming out properly. So today I want to tell you everybody that how the incorporation process has changed. And for the benefit of all the speakers, I will tell you that when we were taking months, that time we incorporated a company in one day. And that was a headline in newspaper Economic Times. When the first MCA system came, so we incorporated the first company in Coimbatore. Then issue came, the incorporation was taking 1 day. So we incorporated a company in 1 hour. And that was a buzz at that particular time in the entire country. And when we have done the one hour company incorporation, it was a complete planning, and we failed 2 times. Third time we got that within 1 hour we made a company. And that time Premchand Gupta ji and from Anurag Malik sir and Anurag Goyal sir were the secretary, and we gave an interview also in the television, and we discussed. So friends, everybody should understand that this incorporation journey, which has taken a leaps and bounds improvement, and which is best in the world. What is happening? In 2006, physical filing was taking more than a month to register a company. 2006, electronic filing through MCA portal started, which saved times and registered the company. But even then, the time was taking. Then 2015, MCA launched the integrated form of incorporation of company, in which stakeholders can apply up to 3 DIN, because DIN was separately registered. So first time we have changed in 2015. Then what happened in 2017? MCA launched the simplified SPICE form, from under which MCA21 system has integrated with the CVDT for issue of PAN and TAN number. So there was a second development which has taken place, DIN and then PAN and TAN number. 2019, zero fee for all incorporation with authorized capital up to 15 lakh plus integration of MCA21 system with registration of EPFO, ESIC, GST. So that is also there. Then in 2021, MCA system is now facilitating 8 registration along with incorporation plus incorporating within 1 day. So this is the development, this is the journey which we have taken. So today, everybody should understand and feel proud on our system that incorporation of company in India, not a registration of the company. It is a starting a business. PAN, TAN, GST, EPFO, ESI, professional tax registration, opening of bank account, shop and establishment registration. All these things is one form. So that is up. The question is, so what is big about this? You are late, so you are doing no. Other benefit which MCA is giving, 0 fee for incorporation of authorized capital up to 15 lakh incorporation within 1 day. This is happening. Now just see what is the impact. The impact is our rank of ease of doing business has improved. We got 142 and 63. No doubt the incorporation and setting up business is a part, but it has improved because of this reason. Because earlier in India, it was taking time. Number of companies in incorporation, you just see 1464,000, 1,24,000, 122 because there was a COVID era. Then suddenly 155, now 167 in 21-22. And this year also we will surpass this 167. Now see the comparison. People are asking that international system. Now I'm showing to you the India. Time taken 1 and 2 days, working days. Fee 0 incorporation fee 15 lakh authorized share capital. Other registration, 8 registration which I have told you. Now see the New Zealand. They are taking more than 20 working days. Rupees fees is 5,500. Tax registration for inland revenue number and the GST number. These are the 2 things we are giving. Australia taking 2 days, 25,000 fees, tax registration they are giving. Singapore, in most of the cases, they are taking 1 hour. 18,000 rupees fees, register for Central Provident Fund only. Hong Kong, 5 to 7 days, fees 18,000, and they are not providing any other registration. As same Dubai, 4 to 5 days, 2 lakh rupees, and then they're not giving registration. Or if they are giving any registration, we are far ahead. We are giving 8 registration. So just you start your business and things is there. So friends, this is one part which I wanted to tell everybody. We have started our career. Every company secretary starts their career by incorporating. So we have incorporated, we have seen the journey, we have seen, and we feel proud that India is doing this. And really, when a new person is coming and asking a incorporation, you are giving incorporation, but bank account, opening, register form, and everything is required. So that was the problem. So this is happening. So today, what we want to do this, that all the speakers will discuss. Then Bala will give his point of view of a startup point of view and the foundation point of view. And then he will give this also, that how, what are the problems they are facing and what is the more improvement. No doubt we are giving 8 registration, but they'll mange more. So we have to work out that what more the MCA can do, we will do. And after that, Rohit will speak, and then Rohit Sakshi will give the question answer. Shri sir also will be there. And as soon as Manoj Pandey sir come, we will take his blessings on this. So friends, this is our plan which we want to do. But simultaneously, I want to give some suggestions to MCA that incorporation we have done, but simultaneously, if they can do name availability, should be incorporated with trademark portal also. It will help, and they can register trademark, and Bala can add that if this is happening, what will the change will take place. Simultaneously, we can connect with MSME portal to register MSME, startup portal to register startup. These are the 2 things which we can add. It will be a great thing for country and the people, those who are not aware. I know because I have given a report long back that automated corporate Janampatri report should be generated for the stakeholder in MCA portal by paying money. Today, so many people are doing this work and they are using MCA data officially or unofficially, and they are providing report at very high cost. But MCA can make a system and then anybody wants any report on this, they can download and they can pay. So MCA will get money also. So all the information of company formation, director, capital structure, charge detail, everything can come. Then MCA may share API with other regulator to share the data of the filing, because in entire world, the registrar of companies is a registry. So everybody is filing their form there. Everybody is using that particular information for their own regulatory purpose. Here, what is happening, that we are filing, the MCA is getting all the information, balance sheet, because that is the authentic place. Other people are not using that. They are asking again the same information. If MCA can be a repository and everybody can take information from there, it will helpful, and this will avoid multiple feeding information, because what is autofill system is there. That autofill system can be generated for other regulator also. It will be a big win-win situation for all. So this is my some suggestion which MCA can consider. So now I will request Shri sir to give his thought on this and the plan, what MCA is doing and what is MCA version 3, what is your plan to do this, and accordingly we can move on. So over to you, Shri sir. You have to unmute, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So good evening, friends. Welcome to this webinar on this topic of the new age company and LLP registration. The topic itself very different. The new age company. So first of all, I convey my sincere thanks to Mr. Pawan and his team for organizing this useful webinar. And I am very, very happy to be a part of this webinar and to interact with the friends of Mr. Pawan Vijay. Here I would like to say that without our professional friends' participation, this type of series of webinars will not be organized successfully. So thanks to all the friends for actively participating with the corporate professionals team organized webinar. And now let me come to the topic. LLPs are most preferred form of organization in India because of its unique advantages like less compliance burden, less capital requirement, and more flexibility. Alteration of agreements are more easier than company form of organization. My friend Mr. Bala will appraise you about LLP importance because he is expert in LLP formation since the inception of LLP Act 2008. And friends, you all are aware that Ministry has amended the fee structure on LLPs with effect from 1st of April 2022 onwards. Here, the slab-wise fee structure have been introduced, and we have removed that 100 rupees additional fees, huge burden to facilitate the stakeholder, because LLPs are more suitable for mid-size form of professional people. So considering that aspect, Ministry has recommended for this type of fee structure. And further, and during this year 2022, Ministry has notified certain provisions of Companies Act, sections of Companies Act have been made applicable to LLPs also, like Section 90, that is with regard to significant beneficial owner, Section 164 with regard to disqualification of directors, Section 167 with regard to vacation of office of director, Section 207 for inspection, 252 restoration of LLPs before the NCLTs as available in the case of companies. And we have made Section 439 also applicable to LLP law. Similarly, during this year, our ministry has brought various rule changes also. We have amended Rule 37. We have brought in new Rule 37A, 37B, 37C, and 37D with regard to adjudication of penalties for LLPs. So, in this context, I would like to say that we are going to bring a new form, LLP form called ADJ LLP 33 shortly. This form is used for filing appeal for adjudication related matters. So this can be filed before the regional director. Once if the LLPs or designated partners aggrieved with the order of registrar of companies, within 60 days, they have to prefer this appeal before the regional director. And one more new changes what we have brought is we have brought rule 19A with regard to rectification of change of name. Here, the LLPs can file form number 23 before the regional director seeking direction that if some other LLPs are functioning with the same name of the existing LLP, then this existing LLP can seek action against the new LLPs which got incorporated. And accordingly, after considering the application, RD may pass order directing the new LLP to change its name. And this change of name should happen within 90 days from the date of regional director's order. So the aggrieved LLP, if they doesn't change the name within 90 days, ROCs are empowered to so moto change the name of those defaulting LLPs. Like this, it starts with the order number of regional director, then LLP number, year of registration, like that. That the name itself will be like this, and the original name of the defaulting LLP will be lost. This is the new change what we have made. And now presently, I know we are facing lot of critical issues in the MCA portal on account of transition from V2 to V3. But let me assure you, all these problems are not permanent, and this types of problem we will be facing for few more days only. And friends, you must be aware that many of our colleagues, professionals, have successfully filed lot many forms, even under new LLP V3 portal also, and under the company's portal, that 9 forms we have notified recently with effect from 31st of August. Those forms are also getting filed seamlessly, but I don't want to burden you with too much of information like providing the statistics. I request our professional friends who have successfully filed the documents in the LLP portal, V3 portal, or charge forms in V3 portal, kindly share your experience and the difficulties which you have faced along with your friends, so that let them have some awareness about the issues faced, because of course they are most welcome to raise the tickets, and the tickets will be resolved. Even they are most welcome to send their emails to myself or joint secretary or help desk along with the ticket details. We are happy to help with all those stakeholders who are facing issues. But since these many issues are user specific issues, it has to be analyzed by our technical team, particularly with specific issues. That is the reason sometimes it takes some time. This is the reason that resolving the tickets are getting delayed, friends. Then, although 80% of stakeholders could able to upload the transaction in the portal successfully, many of the professionals have reported certain specific issues like uploading issues, application history status is not available, challan not getting generated, DSC could not be associated, payment issues, DSC tab is not appearing, charge certificates are not getting generated, charge master data index are not getting updated, pre-fill error in filing forms, login issues, etc. So today we have with us our technical expert, Mr. Rohit Bhatt and Ms. Sakshi from LTI, to clarify all your issues. In addition to these issues, you are also most welcome to suit out more number of questions during our question answer sessions. So again, I would like to say that we were referring in Spice Plus form, we are providing more than 8 service. In that, we have to include one more service that we are providing DIN availability also, DIN allotment of DIN also along with Spice Plus form. And we have made a note of the suggestions given by Mr. Pavan Vijay that we will be taking further with trademark ministry also, how to go about with that. Already you are aware that we have integrated with trademark registry for fetching the name availability in the CRC, and we are using AIML technologies for name availability, processing of name availability. And recently we have integrated with NSWS website also, that is a National Single Window Clearance that associated with DPIIT Ministry. So people can opt for uploading the forms through their NSWS website also. And the payment integration, payment gateway is coming through Bharat Kosh also. That is one of the new recent development has happened. So with this, I once again thanks to Mr. Pavan Vijay and his team, and to all my professional colleagues. See, please be assured that I am not only joint director in Ministry of Corporate Affairs, I am also a fellow member of Company Secretary Institute. I know, I am aware about all the issues you are facing. So definitely I am with you. All the issues will be resolved at the earliest. Thank you once again. Now over to Mr. Rohit and Sakshi. Thank you.
Thank you, Sri sir. You have given very encouraging suggestions and response that anybody has any problem, they can come. Now, before going to Sakshi and Rohit, I'll request Bala to tell us what is the future and what he thinks is a requirement changes in incorporation and MCA21 version 3, or when future version 4, 5, 6 will come. So you have any plan, anything you can suggest, then I'll take up question, then I'll request Rohit to discuss.
I'm sure you are able to see my screen. I've shared the screen without.
Yeah, screen is visible. Go ahead.
So I have been given only 15 minutes to share my thoughts. However,
But you can take 20 minutes, no problem.
So, however, on behalf of my professional colleagues, I want to thank Honorable Joint Director MCA, B. Shri Kumar ji, and probably Joint Secretary ji will also be there soon. And also want to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Bhatt and Ms. Sharma to guide us through the technical requirements. So as Shri Kumar sir has already told us that he is also a company secretary and probably senior to most of the colleagues who are present here. There are more than 450 attendants here, and I want to thank Shri Kumar sir to be on forefront of this very important implementation of MCA. We know him since 2008 when he was a front runner when LLP regime was launched. So since then, whenever there is a very important launching, Shri Kumar sir is always there to guide us, and he has taken things in a very different manner than what we expect from a government organization to do. And I'm sure that the way in which things are moving, we would see the light of the day when things are much smoother than what we are experiencing today. Along with that, I also want to thank corporate professional team for putting together such a very important webinar. And I want to tell you guys that corporate professional has done more than 200 webinars, and all this, I mean, conducting such kind of exhaustive webinars and that too calling such important speakers. I mean, I'm a very young person, but then calling government officials, industry experts, and having them all on these kind of webinars for 2 hours is a great effort, and they have been doing this consistently. So kudos to corporate professional team. And I also personally want to thank one of the most celebrated past presidents of ICSI, Shri Pawan Kumar ji, to give me this opportunity to share my views on this important movement. So I think this is not a very comfortable time for MCA officials, professional colleagues, as well as L&T, you know. But then this is a very important moment for all of us to be on partnership to get things rolled out soon. And I think the inconveniences are all going to be soon forgotten when we will experience the positive impact of these changes in coming future. So with this positive note, I want to take you through my short presentation. I have not done a very exhaustive presentation, but this is only 10 slides ka presentation. Now, as Shri Kumar sir has already mentioned, that this topic itself is very unique, and we have to stick to the topic when we are discussing certain things, you know. So what is this new age company registration and filings? We have been doing company registration and filings for ages now. But then what is this new age? I mean, and what this age has in store for us as professionals as well as an economy is very important. I've also mentioned this particular time zone to become a corporate bridge for New India. And probably we should not forget that along with all the inconvenience which we are facing, we are also building a milestone for coming future. As Pawan sir has shown us that how things have traveled from 2006. I also want to reinforce that he missed 2008 and 9 when Shri Kumar sir's contribution in terms of LLP was also launched. So these are all very monumental scenarios, and probably today also we are on the same stage. So we have to acknowledge this, that this is a very, very important phase through which India as a nation, as well as Ministry of Corporate Affairs as a digital ecosystem builder is trying to navigate through. And challenges are immense. I mean, we cannot ignore the challenges, but also we have to be very mindful of the fact that these inconveniences are going to get converted into opportunities in coming time. So I'm going to talk about only two opportunities. Now, what are these two opportunities? This is a foundation or a bridge for corporatization of businesses in India. Now, why corporatization of businesses, and what is this corporatization of businesses? We will delve into very soon. Now, this has to become a step for a 5 trillion GDP economy by 2025. Now we are in 2022. Within 3 years, how we are going to achieve this $5 trillion GDP is to be seen. But this infrastructure which MCA and probably the team is building from government side is very, very important. And many a times when we conduct such kind of webinars and seminars, it's always like explanation. I mean, we express ourselves in terms of problems, because that's what seems very, very prominent at that particular moment in time. But I take this opportunity very specially to acknowledge that what MCA has done is phenomenal. I mean, we cannot be where we are as professionals if MCA would have not taken such initiatives way back in 2006, when cloud technology was not even there in enterprises, I mean, big enterprises. So today also we are building such kind of a foundation for India. So that is one thing. The second thing which I'm going to deal upon is ease of doing business. Now, till date, it has been viewed that ease of doing business has been a responsibility of government. You know? However, it is not the case in rest of the part of the world. So it is majorly that of service providers and professionals. If you take fintech, or if you take edutech, educational sector, or maybe financial sector, what government has done is it has been always there to regulate them. But the innovation has always flared from the service providers, from the market. You know? But in our case, the profession in which we are, legal sector, it has been reversed. Now, this is an opportunity. I see this as an opportunity, and we'll also deal into those items very soon. So these are two items which I want to put forward in front of all our colleagues and friends, and as well as government, that how we are going to achieve this. Before going to this, we need to see that how does this connect the MCA regime, that it is the infrastructure MCA is building, and our past and future, how they are going to get connected is what is very important. Somebody has very rightly said that if you want to create history, we must know history. So what is our history as a nation, as an economic country? That India has been a front runner for most part of the modern history, you know. So India was a modern economic superpower of the world for more than 1,750 years. out of last 2000 years, there were only 3 economies in the world which were called as economic superpower. One is UK, the other is USA, and the third is India. And India is the longest serving economy as an economic superpower for 1,750 years, starting with 33% of the world GDP. And by the time we reached 1,750, at that time, our GDP contribution was 24%. So that's our history. I mean, that's very recent past. After that, UK came in for 150 years, USA 130 years. By 2030, China would take over that position. But after China, who is going to be an economic superpower is a very important question. And the infrastructure that MCA is building today is going to fuel that kind of a scenario in coming future. And this is a connecting dot. And we, as professionals, we should also look at our future in limelight of the inconvenience that we are facing today. I myself have been part of this particular profession for 15 years. I've seen all the in and outs of things. We have gone through immense inconveniences, but along the same time, we also acknowledge that certain new things are happening and that government is doing on its own. We as professionals have not raised up to that particular situation, and probably this infrastructure which government is building is going to give us that ability, and we will deal into all those items soon. Now, do we have to do very big things to be what we have been for 1,750 years as an economy? I think APJ Abdul Kalam, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has already answered to this. We need not do any monumental things. We have to do what we do very, very well. That's it. And that is a responsibility of each one of us, whether it is government officials, whether it is implementation partners or professionals or any common man. What we do, if we do very, very well, India will change. India can become an economic superpower. So with this positive thought, what is that we expect the government to do, and what is that government is doing, and how we as a service provider or professionals can take benefit of this new regime, which is going to begin from this 2022. Now, what is the current economic scenario? The ecosystem that is currently existing is what? Is this. The state of Indian business ecosystem is divided into these 3 or 4 grids. One is listed companies that are around 7,000 companies, active incorporated companies, 14 lakh to 15 lakh companies. GST registered businesses are 2 crore businesses, and rest are small and medium enterprises, which are proprietary and partnership firms, 4.2 crores. Now, the interesting part of this is 98% of Indian economy is unincorporated economy, which is unscalable in terms of global business scenarios. Proprietorship and partnerships are called as unscalable business structures. So if India has to become a 5 trillion or 10 trillion GDP economy, if its businesses are unscalable, how an economy can be scalable is an important question which we have to answer, not only as a government, but also as professionals. And when we compare with the global economies, I'm sure that what Pawan sir has shown is in terms of flexibility and speed and stuff, what we have achieved is far ahead than the European countries. However, there are 2 economies with whom we have to compete in coming years. So those 2 economies are United States and China. So China has 7.7 crore businesses, out of which more than 50% is already incorporated. We are all very clear that United States is way ahead. 95% of its economy is incorporated businesses. But Indian businesses, only 2% of Indian businesses are incorporated businesses. And this is a very important aspect of building an economy, which we all are aspiring to see. And Ministry of Corporate Affairs is the center point of enabling this. And probably whatever we have achieved through Digital India, we should also come up with Corporate India, wherein all our businesses has to get incorporated sooner. And why this is important is we'll see the statistics of how China has achieved this. And whatever China is doing today, we think it is only manufacturing strength which they have achieved, and that has fueled their business. For last 15 years, they have been doing they have been taking advantage of incorporated organization as one of the growth metrics for their economy to grow. So we have already seen that out of our 6.5 million, 65 million small businesses, only 2% is incorporated businesses. And there is a long way for Ministry of Corporate Affairs and we chartered accountants and company secretaries to go. And how this current regime is going to fuel us is very important. Now, what is that MCA 3.0 is going to bring us to is the infrastructure. What was built in 2006 is getting changed in MCA 3.0. I'm sure that L&T is there. They would be able to throw light on various analytics which can be built. The flow of information can be much faster between the government authorities and so on and so forth. However, as far as professionals, we do not see any change in our experience because ministry MCA is already there. We have been filing electronic forms till date. Now we have to fill an HTML form and that filing takes place. Now this is what the experience point of view the professionals are concerned about. However, I also want to tell professional colleagues, this is a monumental change. The infrastructure for enabling 90% or 98% of our economy to become a corporatized economy requires a different infrastructure. And probably that is what MCA is building today. And we will have to acknowledge that this is a very, very important stage at which we are currently. So now this is to Shri Kumar sir and ministry. Probably he can take these items to the government and put across that as we have seen the success of Digital India, India enables, the largest financial digitalization in the entire world. Today UPI is the #1, and probably there are talks that USA would take up our technology of UPI and put it into their financial ecosystem. So if we can achieve financial digitalization, we can also achieve corporatization in India. And we have to start building momentum for that, at least starting with 100 smart cities out of 748 districts. We have to compulsorily say that all these businesses which are established in these 100 smart cities has to be in corporate organizations. And this will be a huge opportunity, not only for the professionals and the service providers, but also for the economy to have a very transparent and scalable ecosystem. Now, how is this can fuel to the proprietors and partner, the entrepreneurs is that only 16% of bank lending, financial lending goes for these unincorporated economies, unincorporated entities. Only 16%, 84% of the financial lending goes to incorporated organization, and only 16% is to them. So they don't have a growth capital. And one of the main reason is that they are not termed as legal entities in the eyes of the law. So there are many other elements. For example, KPMG's report says that 93% of the employees labor market does not want to work for proprietorship and partnership, and which is a valid thing. None of us would want to work for an organization which is not a structured organization, which doesn't have a legal sanctity as such. So this problem needs to be identified and addressed, and probably we look forward for corporate India, and Shri Kumar sir is the right person to go and convince the ministry to enable this as early as possible. Now, we had discussed that how China has become a 14 trillion economy. We only look at the manufacturing sector that they have built. However, for last 10 to 12 years, they have been taking advantage of this corporate entity and trademarking as a growth metric. Today, they incorporate 44 lakh companies in one particular year, wherein we incorporate 1.5 or 2 lakh companies, including LLPs, which is like 30 times higher than us. And why this kind of a corporatization is required? Because that's where we have transparency in the market. We have a very sound financial sector, financial economy. However, we don't have a corporatized structure to take advantage of it. And this is not reflecting in terms of direct and indirect taxes collections which we are doing. So corporatization has to take place. And look at the number, 44 lakh companies, and that too, this number is of 2018. By 2022, this number might be at 50 lakh or more than that. As far as trademarks are concerned, now this is also 2018 number, 70 lakh trademarks in 1 year. In comparison to us, this is also 25 times more than us. We are the third largest trademark filing country in the world, and China is the first and USA is the second. And in USA also, whatever trademarks are being filed, out of that 15% trademarks are from China. So why is China doing this? Is that they know that these are very, very important metrics if the economy has to grow at the rate at which they are growing right now. And probably India must also take note of this particular thing and move as early as possible. Now, we all discuss about ease of doing business, and ease of doing business has become a buzzword in last 5 years. However, this should not be restrictive only to government. This has to be a responsibility of the professional ecosystem or the service providers. And now how does we achieve that particular kind of innovative approach is that we must be enabled with APIs. I think Pawan sir has already gave note of this particular requirement. However, I would want to emphasize to Shri Kumar sir and others who are there as guests that API availability is a must. If you are able to achieve any kind of scale in the market as far as UPI is concerned or financial sector is concerned, that was only because of APIs that is available. And ministry today has all those capabilities, and probably with regime 3, this is going to be much easier. So if we have to give a good experience to end user, that end user is not directly getting any service from MCA. They flow through the professionals. So professionals are the one who face these issues in terms of customer experience is concerned. So we are partners in terms of MCA, and professionals are partners. We are not coming up with complaints, but it is the complaint of the end user. And he feels that the government is not doing enough or the professional is not doing enough. If API availability would have been there, 50% of the load which is there on the government infrastructure could have been easily relieved. Probably L&T team can throw lights on that. So API availability is first requirement. Second thing is freeing up professionals from physical verification of registered office. I'm not very convinced that even after so many different GPS location enabling technologies which are there, why physical verification by that too physically by a company secretary or a chartered accountant is required? This was not even removed during the COVID time. So this is also a very important blockage in terms of speeding up the process and the experience of incorporation of companies. Third thing is, now we have a very sound Nsdl Digilock authentication, which is used for RBI authentications as well as other authentication and government financial sector authentication. The same can be used for document verifications when we incorporate companies. Probably we don't know that there can be several other legal aspects which we need to look into, but digital signature can be given away. I mean, taken away from this entire process, which is a very tedious process for any individual to do this, because today GST filing can be done through Aadhaar authentication, OTP authentication. This is a very sound and secured process, and it is a government infrastructure. So probably Digilock authentication has to be introduced into MCA. And the most important thing is probably I'm taking one more leverage of informing to MCA that we face a lot of issues during the 15 days of the ROC filings, and that nowadays is like it happens throughout entire year. When there is a Form 11, Form 8 filing, then the ROC filing. happens, the entire databases are hanged. And these can be easily resolved by using on-demand private databases. Probably CIA of USA uses AWS for enabling their security and data, speeding up of the data processing. Now, MCA is a private body, and most of the information which are being uploaded on MCA are public documents. So probably we should enable and use on-demand private databases to handle these peak days of ROC compliances and filing. So these are very four important requirements which comes to my mind to put in front of the decision makers. Probably there are so many different technical issues and things which probably my colleagues and friends who are participants here can come across, and they can share their requirements. Now, finally, this is my last slide, and I think we have a very power-packed webinar today. And today, I feel after 15 years of my career that this is the moment which enables professionals to become nation builders by focusing more on important aspects of advising the customer, advising the business ecosystem to grow their businesses rather than doing laborious, time-consuming clerical activities as such. So I think I thank corporate professionals to give this opportunity to put forth my thoughts, and I'm sure that in coming years, this 2022 and the ministry's efforts will be seen as a milestone in building a new India. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Vala. Thank you very much for giving a dimension in the person who is there day and night incorporating companies and what problem he's facing and the future aspect. Now, we have received more than 70 questions, Rohit, I think. And now I'll take that you should speak about it, then we'll start the question.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir, and giving us a platform. And thank you, MCA, Shri Kumar sir and Jaya sir as well, to give us a platform to discuss about the issue and give awareness. I think I just wanted to reply first to Bala. I think he was referring some the APIs are the key, and V3 system is all API based, by the way, and there's a lot of ease that we have done in the system itself with this API altogether design that has been built up. If you refer to some of the cases like incorporation of a company, it is just a matter of 2 to 3 hours where the company is getting
No,
incorporated.
Rohit ji, what Mr. Bala's request is he needs to share the API with private professionals so that they can have the MCA data directly. I'm right, Mr. Bala?
Yes, absolutely.
No, before that, he just wanted to have APIs also, that in a new system, we should have this API system to be built. Yes, that is possible. Along with, we need to look into all the security aspects and all those stuff. Probably that is possible in the new system, and the new system is completely built in APIs, by the way. So that's just a response that I just wanted to give to Mr. Bala.
So sorry to interrupt you, but what I'm hearing is that API access to private bodies through which we can file forms, we can access information, we can pass on information is possible.
See, it depends upon you and MCA in the sense that what kind of information are you looking? That's important. We are not on cloud. It's a on-prem based structure we have from an overall infrastructure perspective. So that decision has to come from the government, that what is that exposure that has to happen. I think whatever data that is there in the master data or through VPD service, that is already available. What all information is more required, that is something that a discussion or the overall discussion can happen, and then those decisions can be taken. But that is again based on the structure of the data that we are looking from MCA, something that has to be debated first.
Okay. Let's Rohit,
yes.
Please.
Yeah. So again, sir, thank you very much. This is the session that we are is in the middle of, once LLP has already been gone live on 8th of March, and the login registration as well as the company 9 forms that we have launched. Although if you see the overall implementation, we have started it last year, from the May 24th onwards, where the restructure of the website, along with ebook, e-consultation, and these are some of the new functionalities that we have built up. Along with, we also had, when we launched the login registration as well as LLP module completely on 8th of March. So we saw there are many issues being raised because of the awareness. As sir earlier said, Pawan sir already said that we already have many changes based on the security aspect or based on the data sanity that we are trying to do, and making the system completely, into a OTP based system, as well as we'll have from the security aspect as well. We are enhancing our features. So what we have done, we have segregated, registered user and business user between two. And as a registered, if you are a registered user, you won't be doing all the filings, all the company filings, or maybe the LLP filings with this user. There are some specific only forms that will be accessed for the registered users. Giving an example, if you are a registered user, you will be only able to file the Philip form and the run form in the LLP module. Rest of the forms will be done only through business users. So now why this is being done? Because ministry had come up with some initiative like there will be only one login, one DSC. You can say the mantra in the new system altogether. So what does that mean? So let's say example, if Shri Kumar ji is a director and I am a professional, as an example I am quoting. If Shri Kumar ji is a director in one of the LLP, I am an professional in that same LLP. I'm filing the form. So I have to associate my DSC separately, and Shri Kumar ji has to associate his DSC separately. On top of that, if sir was not earlier having the login ID, he has to make sure that login ID is created on the MCA systems. Same thing for me as well. As a professional, I have to create one ID first, associate my DSC, and then only I will be able to do any of the filing in the new system. So let's say example, in the earlier system, I as a professional used to take the DSC of Shri Kumar ji, and I could associate that DSC via my login ID. So that has been stopped, and I would request all the users don't do that, because the existing ID in this case for Rohit will get overwritten by Shri Kumar ji. So please don't do that, because that is completely being stopped. The important factor is, if Shri Kumar sir has, let's say example, he is as a director, he has to create an ID as a business user under director category, and then DSC should be associated against his ID. In the same case, I as a Rohit Bhatt as a professional has to create a login ID on the MCA systems and associate my DSC. Now let's say example, I am from a V2 user and who is migrating his user ID into V3. What you need to do is, please make sure that the same ID in V2 should be used while logging into the new systems of V3. There is no difference in that, because what we have done is, as an initially system or an initial user to MCA21 V3, your login ID will remain same and the password will remain same. You will just click on the login. It will take you to the profile update page. So based on the profile update page, if I'm a business user, let's say example, a director or a professional, as a director, I will ask you for a DIN number. I'll ask you the verifications of their phone numbers as well as email IDs. And that's all, your address, and the OTP will go to your email ID as well as phone number. And then based on that verification, we'll be able to get into the system. But let's say example, my DIN number or my email ID or my phone number or my PAN ID has been used on different IDs on the V2 system. So if I have 2, 3, my PAN or my DIN number has been associated in multiple accounts in the earlier system, I will not be, the system will stop you to go there, because in the new system, it is only one login, one DSC. Funda, as was mentioning, you cannot have multiple PANs, multiple DINs, multiple emails in the new system is not allowed at all. So it will stop you. It will give an error. It will say there are multiple DINs, multiple PAN associated to this ID. You need to make sure that you should have only one DIN, one PAN, one user ID in the new system. So as a user, what will you do if you are struggling with this? You need to simply create a ticket on your help desk, and we'll make sure your issue is resolved. Within stipulated time, we'll make sure your login and registration related issues will be resolved. So this is one such example I'm quoting, because number of issues that we have received is I'm not able to log in. There's a service error. Why there's a service error? The service error means once you are logging into the system, the API is actually searching your data which is required. So for example, if I am a director, for me, the information pre-filled is getting my name, address. As soon as I'm putting my DIN number, my name, address, PIN code, all this information is saved into my database. If any of the phone number, email ID, if any of these information is not available in my database, it will throw me an error because the data is not available in the systems. So again, in this case, what as a user you will do, you will go to the service desk, you will call our service desk, or you will just create a ticket with us with the complete information. I would request, and I have been asking this information in a lot of webinars that we have been doing. Whenever you create a ticket on MCA systems, please give exact information except password. Please give complete information to us. If you don't give, we won't be able to close the things. We won't be able to immediately resolve, because the information, if it is incomplete for a developer or the technical team, for me as a system integrator as well, I won't be able to understand your issue if my complete information is not being shared. So if you do that, it will help us to resolve earlier. So let's say example, if I'm telling I'm not able to log in, like this an issue, without telling me what is my login ID, what is your login ID where the issue is getting faced, without telling me the information, DIN, PAN, or all those informations, I won't be able to take that, I won't be able to resolve these issues immediately, because unless I don't have complete information. As a best practice, please make sure the screenshot of the issue is also taken and attach it into the service request that you are raising on MCA. It will help you, it will help us to get your resolution quicker and faster. So that is what from the login registration perspective we have been mentioning. So these kind of questions are keep on coming to us. I'll just pick one or two questions quickly. What is the process of login registration on behalf of company?
Rohit.
Yes.
I think you just give to all the person, because there is a confusion registered user and business user.
Yeah.
People are confused. So you just give, then I will ask questions. So at that time particular, because there are so many questions we have received in advance and here also, so there should not be any confusion. So you just explain this business user and registered user problem which people are facing, and some issues which you must have received, and where you are finding that there is a confusion. Some of the point you have explained, but few issues are there which is generally people are doing mistake and doing this.
Yeah, this is one mistake that they are doing. Well, I would make sure that if so, second issue was, okay, so I am upgrading my profile or forgot my password. What we generally users are also missing is the hint question and answer. In the earlier system, they have put their hint question, but they don't remember the answer. So just an example, as a database or any systems that we have across, the hint answers are not getting saved. That is an encrypted information that is getting saved in databases. So there are a lot many issues being raised to us mentioning I don't remember my hint answer. It always give you first or last letter, or they don't remember the what is the hint answer being put, because that is the normal way to reset your password onto the systems where the hint question and answer should be remembered. So in this case, what we have done is, or if you have put your password 5 times in the MCA system, we have made it 3 times. If you are putting a wrong password 3 times continuously, your account will get locked. So in this case, what we are doing is, we are running a job every day in the evening at 7 p.m. for all these issues. We are making sure that is getting saved, and we are sending a default password to these users. Only one-to-one to these users, a default password is sent where they can start login. But I would request that if you remember your hint questions and answers will be helpful. We also struggled initially that, as a database, I can't tell you, I can't as a system, we don't have that answers within our systems at all. It's an encrypted, because that's a security related concerns. We can't open up anybody's hint answer from ourselves. So we keep it in an encrypted form in the database. So those are getting saved. So what is important is, for these users where the system either the MCA systems is locked because you have wrongly entered the password for more than three times, or your hint question answer is also not, you are not aware. So please raise a ticket with service desk. They will get back to you by end of the day, because they are collating this information together, during the day, and then runs the job, and then we will send the passwords to one again. Again, if you are not using that password for 15 days, we are making it 15 days. If you are not using that password for 15 days, it will again get locked. So please make sure your password that we just send it across, please use it within 15 days. That is the stipulated time that we have given it. Third, but not the least, the manager and secretary role that we have in business user. This role is only for the users who are officially, authorized representative of that particular LLP or a company. So what happens is, recently we have gone through multiple users where they were not able to see the complete information on the forms. So when I checked that this user, he was just a fresher or a trainee, and he had just recently came into the system, and he had created a authorized representative himself. And then she was searching the LLPin that is there, and it was not there, because he is not officially because there's an approval process for manager and authorized representative that goes through, and she struggled, and then she raised the issue with us. So when we get into the issues, we saw that information that she has put is not associated with the LLPin, and that is the reason she was not able to forms for that particular LLPin at all. However, she was not even a designated or authorized representative for that LLPin. It is important that the PAN number while registering should be the PAN which is also associated, or you are an authorized representative for that LLPin, which you are already, then only you will be able to file the forms. Otherwise, you won't be able to file the forms. So with this, there are some 3-4 examples that I have mentioned on login and registration. And also it is important, the email IDs and phone numbers that are there into a system should be the one which you are using in day in, day out basis. Please make sure that the email ID and the phone number, because new system is all OTP based. Even let's say example, I am using my laptop as of now, and I logged into the MCA system with this laptop. Even if I am changing my device from one device to other device, it will ask me for an OTP. So that is how that systems have been built. So let's say example, I entered my login ID, or I logged into the system through my laptop, and now I'm logging off from here, and then I'm going to Sakshi's laptop, and using my ID into that system, it will ask me for an OTP. So please make sure, the reason why I'm asking you, or why I'm requesting this has to be done, because your email IDs and phone numbers should be corrected, updated into MCA systems. Then only you will be receiving OTPs. Then only you will be receiving the information for login or for filing the forms in the new system. So that is the fourth example that I've given. The fifth, and very commonly that I am giving, is whenever you are logging the system, you cannot use multiple sessions for this. When I say multiple sessions, I, as a Rohit Bhatt, has entered in the system, and I have not logged out from my MCA system, and I am just going to Sakshi's desktop, and I'm starting logging with the same credentials in Sakshi's desktop. The systems will not allow me to log in, because you are already logged in into my system. It will not allow any other person or same person to log in other systems as well. So in that case, it will take you to a login page all the time, or it will not allow you to get into the system. We have received so many complaints on this. Then we have to make sure this system or this user is logged out from the system. Once it is logged out from the system, then only he will be able to do the login into other systems. So that is the fifth example, Pavanji, just I want to give it to you. So in the session, if you're okay, of if there are any other more examples you want to pick it up, so that is that I'm okay and welcome for this.
Okay, thank you, Rohit. Thank you very much. Now we are open for question answer. I have received 72 questions, and I think 20 questions I have given to all. Now we will some of the questions you have replied. So I'm reading these questions. you can reply and Sakshi can reply. So you and Sakshi can divide, and wherever Shri Kumar sir, you want to interact, you can just add point. Okay. So I'm starting with this. I have been trying to fill CHG-1 dev form for a newly incorporated company on 11/5/2022, wherein the email is not getting auto-filled, so I am unable to proceed with the form.
Okay, so sir, in the systems that has happened recently, and we saw, since this is a legacy system in LLP as well, while pre-filling the information from the systems, we saw many data discrepancies, to be frank, and it is very well being taken as well. So what has happened in this case is data that is in the database, the email is not there. So maybe that is the reason it is not getting pre-filled. So I would request for this user to create a ticket with us, and we'll make sure this email is, because it is not a system problem. It's a problem in the database while migrating from the earlier system to new system. The email for this particular user is not in the database, and that is the reason he or she is not able to get the email in the pre-filled system. As of now, we have almost close to 2 lakh filings that has been happened on these 9 forms that has received. Out of them, maximum of the DRT KYC and CHG-1 as well. So all of these forms have been already filed. So from the form and the system perspective, we don't see a problem. But I would request the user to raise a ticket immediately with us. If there is a ticket raised with us, we need to go to our check our database and get this corrected, and this email will be updated. If at all the email was available in the earlier forms that this user has filed, then only it will come.
Okay. What is the process of login registration on behalf of company on MCA21, MCA-V3 portal for filing company related form?
I think I answered this, sir. If you're already a V2 user, you don't have to create a fresh. Please don't create a fresh, because you're already a system. You are already a logged in system with us. You just need to go and use the same ID in V3, and it will take this login ID and password. If there is some information which is missing, after logging in, it will take you to the profile update page, and you have to update the information, and you will get in. So once you are logged in, so let's say example in the V2 system, I could have put character A, B, C, D @123 would have been the ID. In the new system, once you have logged into V3 system, next time your login ID will be email ID into the system, sir. So next time when you log in, your login will start with emails, not from your earlier ID. As soon as I'm IDing, I'll be updating in this. For LLPins or the representatives, the ID will be SIN numbers, and for LLPins, it will be LLPin numbers.
Okay. In case of formation of company, following error message encountered by us while attaching the DSC of the promoter director, the portal displaying the message as DSC is not registered. But the fact is that DSC is already registered with on MCA portal. We have raised grievances several times to MCA portal, but not been sorted out. We are getting email as grievance resolved.
Sir, I actually pick up this information or pick up this issue yesterday, and I'm not sure is it the same user or not. So this user what he was doing is he was associating his DSC in the V2 systems, okay, and he was not associating DSC in the V3 systems. Okay, that is one. Second was, sir, what we had done is after connecting this user, we showed him where to associate his DSC. Okay, then we came to know that his professional number or the membership number is not associated with us at all. Okay, so that was one of the reasons he was getting a DSC failures in most of the filing forms. So please make sure as a process, all the steps are taken. First, your membership number should be associated or they're registered with us, because we are getting a weekly feed from ICSI, ICI members, and we are feeding it into the system. Please make sure that has been done, and then only you are associating the DSC, it will go through, sir.
Okay. I have successfully created business user ID in V3 portal and filled 2 LLP names, and they are approved. Now we have pulled all the required KYC from partners, and we are not able to log in from 1st September. And our file earlier saved application for incorporation. Please help us on this.
Sir, I would request, if from your medium, I would request this user's SRN numbers he has raised with us, so that we can connect with this user and we'll make sure that all the DI3 KYC is getting filed.
Okay. How to get inspection of document file V3 portal for LLP and for companies? The same are not available on View Public Document tab.
Sir, as of now, we are trying our best to get VPD rolled out. The earlier documents are already available on VPD. The fresh ones, we are trying our best to get it as early as in production. Maybe Shri Kumar sir can a little bit brief. We are trying to get this rolled out, sir, as early as possible, sir.
Shri sir, can you just explain to this?
Rohitji, your voice was breaking. Can you repeat it?
Yeah.
Sir, it is about the VPD service, sir, in the new system. So what I said, the VPD services, as of now, we are trying our best to get it rolled out as early as possible. So far, the earlier documents are already available in VPD services, which we are doing in V2. But we are trying to see that how sooner we can release the new the documents in VPD as early as possible, and we'll notify that once it is done.
Yeah, actually, Ministry is contemplating to release that new VPD with robust because the downloading of bulk document facilities also we are providing. Most probably, maybe in the October month, it will be released, sir.
Okay. Okay. Sakshi, wherever you interact, you can come. LLP master data and Form 11 updated, not yet streamlined. There appears to be a compatibility issue which the new service provider is not able to resolve.
So, sir, for master data in LLPs, it is only done through Form 3 and 4. Okay, so Form 11, whatever you are filing, does not impact the master data on the system. That is one clear. So from Form 3 or 4 perspective, we see that the data that is there is not updated correctly. Okay, to be frank, and the data that is available is based on the forms that have been filed by this user. However, I'm not denying to the fact that there are some issues where in the new system, what we have done is earlier the users used to come through or getting registered with us with via DIN as well as PAN as well. PAN as a body corporate, DIN as a normal partner into the system. So that was allowed. In the new system, sir, DIN and PAN have been associated, and you cannot have multiples getting into our system at all. So that is the new system that has been built in. We are trying to see that how we can address this. But as of now, this is an issue that we have, and master data, whatever issues that are there, we'll make sure that is getting addressed, and we'll make sure that master data is getting updated based on the 3, 4, 5 forms that have been filed so far.
Rohit, the bombardment has started. The questions, more than 112 questions.
It's okay, sir. It's okay. It's okay.
So what I'm suggesting, I will address to you. If you think that this Sakshi can give answer or Sri Kumar sir has to give certain input, you can pass on. I'm addressing to you.
Yes, no worries.
Okay. Downloading, uploading form under the V3 version is very difficult. Unnecessary, irrelevant errors are being popped up. Certain error when MCA help desk, people are not able to clarify results.
So, sir, downloading is not an issue, by the way. Uploading is also maybe a DSC validation is an issue. So as of now, the numbers speak, sir. We have crossed all the last year numbers compared to whatever numbers we have in the filing perspective. There can be, okay, so when we are moving completely from an PDF to a web-based forms, the validations are 2 types of validations that are there. One is field level validations. One is from the business perspective validations. And I've been very transparent in all my forums. Because web forms have 2 types of validations. So let's say example, if you are putting some special characters in your address, if you are putting a special characters on your systems, like in address and dash underscore. So all those special characters were stopping users to get the filing done earlier, because field level validations do, and that is how the systems are built logically in all the systems. So we have made sure that these kind of errors have been taken off, looking at the data that we have in the MCA systems, because it is already allowed in the systems. So that kind of issues has been resolved, sir. Now uploading and downloading, what happens is once we submit the form, so there are 2 things that has to happen. One, your pop-up has to be, I would request that pop-up should be enabled always on the MCA systems. And second is you need to wait for downloading of those forms. So in the earlier system and now system, the difference is Philip form as of now is a combination of 4 forms as a linked forms. Same 3, 4, 5 is a combination of 3 forms together. So once I am submitting You have to get the 3 forms, 3, 4, 5 PDFs will get downloaded. In that system, I would request users to just wait. It will download for sure. In some of the users, we have seen that they have not enabled the pop-ups. I would request, and we have been putting this into our all the FAQs, all the videos that are available. Please make sure your pop-ups are. Similarly, the gateway of payment. So when you are doing the payment, I'm going to Bharat Kosh app from Bharat Kosh website from MCA to Bharat Kosh, and I'm coming from back from Bharat Kosh once the payment confirmation is done. My pop-up should be enabled so that my challan will get generated immediately after that. What we are doing as a functionality, as a system functionality, what we are doing is in the application history, we are giving you a download button. If at all, let's say example, I'm not, my pop-up was disabled, or my pop-up, I forgot to put it there. In the application history, we are giving a button at the end against the SRN at download, which will have the complete download history of challans, the receipts, and the attachments that you attach. We are giving that facility. It's already there in the system. We'll give a complete facility. You can download it. A folder will get downloaded with all the documents that are there for the particular SRM. So we have already done it. If any downloads are not being done, please refer to the application history, go to the status tab. There's a download there. Click on that. A folder will download and you will get all the documents that you have missed it.
Okay. Vague reply are being given for various tickets raised by stakeholders. Even if we receive reply as resolved, they still persist. Except for raising ticket for the issue faced, there is no other mechanism to catch hold of the senior people to listen to grievances. Why trial and error is done at the cost of stakeholders?
Agree, sir. So what we have done is, to be frank and again being transparent, there are 3 types of different professional institutes that have been formed who are also interacting with users. ICSI, ICIA, ICMI. They are also interacting with different users. Sir. They have created a Google form. So Google form has also same functionality. You raise your grievances there. Ministry also reviews that. Even the tickets are getting reviewed by ministry as well. Each and everything is getting reviewed. If at case, if you feel I myself are reviewing all the tickets. So if at all, if you see that you are not getting responses here, I would request to raise a grievance these places as well. And we have been continuously calling users. Yesterday, I myself call almost 100 odd users to get their issues fixed, sir. See, it's important that we are moving from a legacy system to a system which is completely new technology, new AI based, and all this is completely into a web forms. So there will be some issues. There will be some things that probably we have to make sure we have to connect with users and get it resolved. I would request personally to just raise your request. I will make sure each of your issues or each of your resolutions are being done from data perspective, from login perspective, or whatever issues that you have, will make sure that is getting resolved.
Okay. Do we need to create a separate corporate ID for V3 portal, or only
No, sir.
the previous individual ID will work?
Previous will works. I think we answered this question.
It is mandatory that all filling will be done with the new ID registered as business user only on V3 as well as V2 portal.
Yes, the ID or the new system that we have built in V3 is completely a business. You need to be a business user to do all the filings in MCA system. For registered user, as I said, there are very less forms you can file through this user. It is requested to create or upgrade yourself as early as possible to business user to make sure you are doing all the filings on MCA portal.
Okay, as regards previous filing with MC are connected, will be available under V3 or V2 portal, under whose ID it will be accessible, as few of the statutory filing were done through PCS login and through one of the ex-employee of the organization.
So, sir, that is critical and that's important to answer. So let's say example, I have done a filing through my ID in V2 portal earlier, DR3 KYC or any other. Let's say example, I will take Run and Philip. So I have filed a form Run in V2. And now I have to and it got approved from back office officer as well in V2. Now when I'm coming to V3, I am creating a new user and try to search this run form. You won't be able to find it, sir. Okay. And even if you are creating or filing Philip form, and then you are using the same run SRN into this Philip form, again it will not work, sir, because you have to do the filing of both these forms with the same ID in V3, and you don't have to create a new user. I mean, I've been repeating now this 4th time or 3rd time. Please don't create a fresh user. If you are already with us, just upgrade yourself into the new system, use the same user ID and password in the new system, and then you will be able to get the system access after that. It's important. Don't create the new systems, because that will take off all the past SRNs that you have done, because that's how the logic is.
Okay. Does each individual, that is professional director, CFO, required to register themselves on MCA B3 portal for DSC registration purpose?
Yes, the answer is yes, because that's how the one login, one DSC is the new mantra, sir.
Okay. I'm not able to file Form DPT-3 on B3. The form does not get saved and the error occurs. Technical error occurred. Please try again later. Please let us know when this error will be resolved.
Sir, if this user has raised a service request, I would request if you can just share the service request with us. We'll try to get into the depth of it, because with this question, I'm not able to understand the technicality of it, what kind of issue he has, sir.
Okay. When CHG-4 filed in the B3 while approving the said form, then certification of satisfaction of charge and approval of form is also not issued to the concerned company by the MCA. It is observed that issue of certificate of satisfaction of charge is stopped by MCA in the version 3.
So this is related to charge certificate that is going to the user, sir. Sir, we are working on the charge certificate already. We have made sure that all the charges certificates are available in the download tab. What we are doing is we are giving this facility for all the users to have this charge certificate immediately being available in the application history. Just give us some time, sir. We'll make sure that all the charge certificates are available in the application history itself, and it will be available for the users.
Okay. Do we have any deadline by when the MCA portal will be having error-free functioning? We are facing issues since more than 3-4 months on so many aspects of the portal. A portal like even MCA3 can be effectively made fully functional in 6 to 8 months, even if it is started from zero level. It seems that ministry is helpless and can't do anything about it. Please provide comment on the same, and it will be get it made best in the class.
So, sir, replying to this user, I would request, sir, I don't know what is error-free that we are mentioning here. What kind of errors you have? It is very difficult to get through those errors and answering you in this forum, because I'm not aware what kind of errors you have. If it is possible, you can share the service request with us. We'll contact this user one-to-one to make sure we'll get all the errors.
Okay. No, these comments, I think these comments are sometime of not knowing also. Okay,
Yeah.
now Rohit and Shakshi and Sir, we are starting rapid round. So the rapid round is that you have to give answer very shortly. Yeah, because so many things you have already covered. So now something is there which is important. You give the detail. Otherwise, you say yes and no. Okay.
Okay.
So how to involve Sakshi now?
Yeah, you can ask question.
Sakshi, DIR3 KYC is not working. After clicking around it, it's coming back on login page.
So she is trying to arrange her laptop. Just give us 1 minute. I think you need to repeat. Yeah. Just give her 1 minute. Yeah.
So you can give answer. I will ask some other question.
Sorry, can you
Rohit ji,
repeat?
आप बताओ.
Sir, can you repeat it? Yes, it is working, sir.
Yeah, direct DIR3 KYC is not working. After checking on it, it is coming back on login page.
Because that is a multiple login IDs that happens normally for this. He has already logged in other systems as well, sir.
Okay.
So just one more point to add here. There is a possibility that the user is registered user. For DI3 KYC, the user has to be business user. For DI3 KYC web, he or she can be a registered user. So make sure that you're a business user for DI3 KYC.
Okay. While login as a business user, the system always shown as error. There is an service issue error. Ticket raised,
So,
but no solution.
Yes. So for all such issues, we request you to update your hint question and answer first, save it, and then try to do any changes in your profile. You'll be able to do it.
Okay. Rohit, some point which you want to add, you can add it. Okay. Creation of login ID as business user has become impossible for professional member who has already registered as registered user since the message already registered appears. Is there any solution to suggest?
So for such users, so there is a possibility that you already have your IDs registered in V2. You need not create, as Rohit already mentioned, that you need not create a separate login ID for yourself. Please use your V2 ID only and upgrade yourself to business user.
Okay. DIR3 KYC web OTP are not being received to Airtel mobile numbers.
Sir, this issue was being raised for the directors where we had international as an address and a phone number was Indian. So this issue was resolved, sir, and in the web form that we had that issue, this is resolved. I don't see now a problem that OTPs will have an issue, sir. This would be resolved. If at all there is an issue on this, please raise a service request with us. We'll make sure this is getting resolved, sir.
Okay. Trying to file LLP Form 8 for two of our LLP. One for charge is registered in May 2022. Other is statement of accounts annual. None of the form can be filled since LLP in are not being auto-populated. We have raised several tickets on the customer grievances. How will this now be resolved? We have
Okay, so there are two things, sir. I understood the issue because we have been day in day out with these issues. For this user, we need to make sure first he is a professional. Or he should not be a manager as a company, as I was mentioning earlier as well. He won't be able to see it. So as soon as he is putting or she is putting the LLP in, because he is a manager or authorized representative, first we need to see that if he is actually a manager or authorized representative for this particular LLP. If not, if he or she can just move to the professional user and try to see and everything is getting filed on this. I have myself tried it multiple times, even with multiple users. Form 8 works perfectly fine, and we had made sure that all the validations that were there earlier, we have made sure that Form 11 also validations have been taken care now in smooth manner. Form 11 and 8, there were some issues initially. The Form 11 also we have received, the filing has happened more than 1.6. Form 8 as well, we have moved to close 50,000 now filings. So looking at both these scenarios, this form is perfectly fine. Other than this user need to check his user ID where he or she belongs to.
Okay. Bala, I'm sorry, today is the day of Rohit and Shakshi. Okay, so you have to bear and you take advantage of their immense knowledge also. In fact, most of the form, be it charge related form or others, are not working properly. MC has not issued any circular giving exemption for late fees on forms filing. Due during the period MCA portal was down due to migration on such form, and even now after V3 version made live, site is not working properly.
No, sir. So site is working perfectly fine. I don't know what V2 and V3 this user is mentioning. So whatever, wherever the status of that particular SRN was in V2, we had made sure we are taking that same status, same place SRN into V3, and data has been migrated in the similar way. Is his user ID stuck in BO officer at the back office? The status is still the same. If it was pending with DSE upload or DSE status, it is the same. Site is not working. It's a very broad statement, to be frank. What is not working is something that we'll be interested in, so that we'll be give the resolution to this user.
Shrikant sir, we have received 176 questions, so I have to just finish 4 questions in 1 minute. Okay. In fact, most of us form B, a charge related form or others are not working properly. MC is not. This is okay. In charge 1 after column number 10, only column number 10A, only column number 12 is appearing, hence unable to fill the details such as rate of the interest, margin, repayment covered under column number 11.
So for this, we need to understand for which exactly purpose the user is trying to file the form. Please request you to refer to the instruction kit wherein all the details have been given for which purpose, which field will be enabled and which will be mandatory to be filled. There is a possibility that there are certain fields which are kept hidden in the web form if it is not applicable to you. So make sure that you refer to the instruction kit.
Just to add, sir, this 11 point is on account of it must be filed for modification. I understand in case of modification, this field is not a mandatory field.
Okay. Placing error, digital signature verification failed. Please affix a valid DSC. While filing from CHG-1, although DSC are registered on MCA portal, also unable to submit new charge form. We received standard reply from MCA for ticket raised in the matter. No to read FAQ.
So, sir, DSC, to be frank, has no dependency on to be registered. If he's already registered with the systems, you need to make sure first that he is registering his DSC in V3 portal. If he has registered his systems earlier in V2 portal, he has to make sure the DSC are afresh registered with us. Even if you are registered in V2 portal with us, you need to make sure you are registering this DSC with the V3 portal. That is first. Second is, if there is a DSC issue that for one of the forms or one of the application forms he has found it, I would request it to sometimes in the application history, just create a fresh form. Okay. If you are facing any issues, just create a fresh or edit it from the same. You will get a new downloaded PDF, affix your DSC and upload it once more. That is the only thing that I would request the users to fix. It's a very minor issue and this is how it can be resolved, sir.
Sri Kumar sir, this question is to you. What is real intent of V3? As a user, we are finding difficult to work on it, on the same.
See, V3 is mainly intended for ease of doing business and smooth. See, that's what, as I told earlier, we have to wait. See, now what happened? We are maintaining both V2 and V3 as well. As Sri Priya of ICAI, she frequently says, now we are fixing the problem of engine in the running aircraft. That is the reason we have to maintain both V3 as well as V3. That is the reason a lot of issues are cropping up. And V3 will be a phenomenal, and as Mr. Bala said, for going forward, it will be a great milestone.
Okay.
V3 for all corporates as well as stakeholders.
So in addition to what Shri Kumar sir has said, and probably the question answer session, the way in which it is going, I mean, we have all been on the receiving end from MCA side also, from the professional side also. So the scenario which gets created is that when we ask questions from professionals' angle, professionals do face problems. There are server problems. There are issues in terms of forms, which are genuine. I mean, there is no doubt. Why would somebody come and ask questions or doubts when there is no problem? That is one side of it. However, as a MCA official or implementation partner like L&T, they have been dealing with such kind of problems day in and out. Thousands of forms are getting filed. So they feel that this is an individual professional setup problem, may it be. So we have to come to a common ground here that we both are sailing in the same boat. However, somebody feels that some other person is riding the boat, but then that is a scenario in which we are. Second thing is that what is the need, as I told in the earlier part also, that we feel as a professional that there is no new experience for me. Earlier, I used to file an electronic form. Now I have to fill a HTML form and then I'm filing it. Nothing is new for us. However, infrastructure wise, 15 years old infrastructure is getting replaced by a new infrastructure, which is going to fuel for next 25 years. So that's the monumental change that we are, which is happening. Probably we are not able to appreciate it because we are suffering from this particular issue. So I think I am also a professional. My firm also faces the same issues. I mean, we don't have answers to many questions also. However, because 15 years have passed, I have seen so many different implementations hampering us, but eventually it has fared out well. So probably professionals also, as well as L&T, we are with you, L&T, that what you are doing is phenomenal. And you people have been working day in and out. I have seen Joint Secretary sir and Shri Kumar sir calling us 11 o'clock in the night, so we all appreciate that. However, this phase is very difficult, so we have to face this. That's it. And I think this, I mean, sir has very rightly said that building a new house is very easy, but being there with a joint family of 50 members and then repairing that particular building with a new structure is very difficult. That's what is happening right now.
And
Mr. Bala, I will add one more thing. The question is why V3? See, basically, V1 is maintained and managed by TCS. During that time, only the intention was to digitize the old physical records. Second, when the time of Infosys, when they take over that management of MCA portal, slight validations were put into the system. And now we have more validation and to make the system as more robust. And we are also implementing AML technology, and we are bringing enforcement module functionality, artificial intelligence, and adjudication module. Everything will be system driven, and we are making all the e-forms also web based, and we are removing all the redundant form field and repositioning of forms all are happening in this V3. That is the main intent for V3. Yeah, please
So,
go
sir,
ahead, Mr. Pawan.
I'll also give one more example, sir. In the Philip form, let's say example, in LLP systems. Well, once it was approved from BO officer, the user or the professional used to go straight away to income tax office to get their PANs and TANs, CBDT. Now with this system, you will get immediately within 24 hours, you will also get the PAN and TAN along with CUI. So that is the change we are bringing it from last 5-6 days to just 1 day is something that we are doing for LLP incorporations as well. So there are a lot many changes that we are bringing in, and you don't have to go separately to go for PAN and TAN. I have seen users have been calling my PAN and TAN is not being issued. And what is it? We were doing it earlier through manual system. Do we need to do it again? No, this has completely gone up. There's no manual intervention into this. As soon as it gets approved from the BO officer, same day we just hit the CBDT servers. It gives us the PAN and TAN on a real-time basis, maybe 10-15 minutes. After that, a COI letter gets generated and it is sent to the users. So we have bring it down from this days to these hours now with this new system.
Okay. I think Sri Kumar sir has to go. Sri Kumar sir, you just give your comments to the public that what is your plan, then you can, because you have to catch hold of your flight. Please, can you give your comments, sir?
Yeah, sir. That's what, as usual, we says always we are with you. And whenever you find any issues, please raise your ticket and escalate. And you can mail me directly to my email ID. It is available in the public domain. And tomorrow also we have a webinar. If you have further more questions, we will supplement all the answers in tomorrow's webinar also. And thanks to Mr. Pawan Vijay and his team once again for organizing this wonderful webinar. And due to some urgent meeting, our joint secretary could not join today. But you people have attended his webinars, and you know about his dedication. And he night 11:30 he calls me and he asks me to reply for that Twitter messages, why it has happened, what is happening, like that. So behind the scene what is happening, many people may not know, but this is for a small period only. After a month, once if V3 is implemented completely, when it becomes fully functional, we hope there will not be any much difficulties in this system.
Kumar sir, what we will do, the questions which we have received, we will categorize in different things and we will pass on, because I have 195 question more. So we will not be in a position to reply all questions.
You can pass on to us, sir. You can pass on to us. I will ask Rohit and Sakshiji to send a reply for each and every thing. Yeah.
Thank you, Shri.
I think most of the questions must be repetitive, as we have seen right now. Yeah. The major issues I have already explained in my speech, that we are facing login issues, digital signature not getting associated, pre-fill error. All these things are the major issues. So
sir, can't we do one thing, like these are the repetitive questions which everybody is facing, so we can make a FAQ and continuously update it, so and refer it that any issues there you can go there. If it is not solved, then you come to you.
Most of the questions are covered in our recent FAQs,
Sir,
and we have put a video also, sir. Yeah.
Allow me, I can share you my screen, sir. Just give me a second. I will just show you the FAQs on the MCA website as well. If you can just allow me, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Ji. Please carry, Rohit Ji, please carry on.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Shri Kumar sir.
Thank you, Pawan. Thank you, Balaji. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, Rohit.
Yes, just give me a second, sir. Let me know, sir, once you are able to see my screen.
Yeah, screen is there.
Okay. So one thing is on the login registration, this is the MCA website. On the video section, there's a detailed 9 minutes video, sir, on MCA user registration login. You can just refer this video. This is a 9 minutes video, which you can 9 minutes 43 seconds is the video. This gives the complete information about how a login registration has to happen, sir. Okay. Apart from that, we have, you can see there's an FAQ V3 company, which is related to only the 4 the forms that we have just now in the ticker section. Just see this FAQ V3, you can just click on this. It will just download a PDF, which is getting updated daily in day basis, sir. Now, there have been some other places as well, sir. We have seen there are other FAQs that are also available. You can just click on this. There is a webinar presentation once we went to go live. All the FAQs or all the information is exactly being updated here, and it is available, sir. Users have to go through these FAQs videos to make sure that they are able to get the answers of the questions that is available, sir.
Okay, so Rohit, now I'm starting the again the rapid round. So you just very quickly give answer. For companies, do we need to create separate login ID for each
No.
group company, or we can create business user and professional category?
No, there's no creation to be done separately, sir. They can create or they can migrate the same user ID which is there in V2. Sir.
Okay. Can we do MCA filing or of other group company with one login ID with ID the company?
They can do, the professional can do it, but he needs to make sure that other whatever he is using, the other professional or directors or other information he is using in that company, they have separate login ID, DSCs or all associated afresh in the system, sir.
Okay. While creating new login ID, even after entering correctly the first name and last name, the system throws another personal detail mismatch, hence unable to create log.
Sir, this is due to the PAN database issue we had earlier. The first name and last name that is just in the PAN database should be validated, and this validation comes from CBDT. So they make sure, because the PAN verification is real time, the PAN verification has to happen with the first and last name that is there in the PAN database that he has updated while applying PAN.
Okay. Do we need to create a separate corporate ID for V3 portal, or only the current individual ID will work?
Current will work, sir.
Okay, it is mandatory that all filling will be done with the new ID registered as business user only on V3 as well as V2 portal.
Sir, the same ID will be used, but the only thing is the new user, all the filings will be done through professional ID only.
Okay, as regard previous filing with MCR concerned, will be able to under V3, V2 portal, and under whose ID it will be accessible, as few of the statutory filing were done through PCS login and through one ex-employee. This question, which is
yeah, I think we repeated it, sir. It is the ID which we have, the login that or the filing that has been done in V2, same ID or same SRNs will be available into his application history in the new portal, sir.
Okay, in business user, what does professional mean? Does it include CS in employment also?
So profession means CS, which will have the all the information which is required by registering, like membership, COP number. These are the two critical information that in a validation that happens, along with the other information that is available into this.
Okay, I'm PCS and follow member of ICSI to try registration as a professional business user, but got message that user ID exists for the email, PAN number and ICSI membership. So I use my DIN and change registered user to business user and fill up the detail and got registered as business user. Now after login, I cannot add role and do not receive professional OTP. To continue as a professional business user, I cannot file document to other client. There is no reply for solution from MCA except use the kit and FAQ.
So while I don't know whose DIN he has used, if he is a professional as a DIN, so there are two things that he has mixed up here. If you are a professional and a DIN, you are registering with us as a DIN. That means you are a director for that organization, and his phone number and email ID will be used for any of the OTPs in near future because you are registered with us. As a professional, you need to upgrade yourself first to as a director if you want to do any director registrations. Similarly, if I want to be a professional, you need to upgrade in the either way around, because their phone numbers will change from both these both these IDs, sir.
Okay. I have some good person has said I have done incorporation 20 minutes also. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
While creating company login, it asks the director detail for OTP verification. If any director's detail are entered while creating company login on the portal, will the affect the creation of the particular director's login?
Sorry, sir, I just lost you between. If you can repeat.
This question is incomplete. I'm filing Philip reimburse form last 3 days, not able to do since the last page. Every time PAN validation error comes. Also, after saving the form, every time each page, the whole form has to be filled again every time.
No, sir. So once you save the form, it will be automatically saved into your application history. So if I'm editing tomorrow from that application history, all the information that I have saved will be available. It doesn't go anywhere. It's just that because from the database, it has to pick all the data from the database. It will take some seconds to get your data exactly there. So make sure that you need to wait there for some seconds to make sure all the information is available.
Okay, please let me know how companies are filing from CHG-1. I think the web-based e-form, however, same is not yet available on the portal, whether it will be filled by the company or the banker.
So CHG form can be filed by company as well as the banker. The form is very much available on the MCA portal. I can show my screen and show you where exactly it is available. And this is being filed by many of the users already. So
Okay.
let me just quickly share my screen.
Actually, leave it. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So it is available under MCA service company filing, charge related filings. It will be available.
In B3 DPT form is not working properly as it is not calculating figure of loan at beginning, additional and repaid of loan.
We can just cross check that once again, but as per our understanding, it is working properly, but we can definitely go back and check this.
How can a person form a company within 1-2 days when there would be physical verification of office? That is a no. That is depends upon you. You can do this work if your team is there. You can verify. Okay, this sir. While the form are not being filled due to issue with the portal, additional fee should not be charged, especially in the case of CS14 form in case of companies.
So I think MCA should be the best
Okay,
to answer this.
we are tagging this question for MCA.
Yes.
Facing with the login now, P3 portal, these help desk and advise to raise a ticket whether MCA is taking any step on this.
For the login, yes, there are a lot many issues or lot many steps being taken on this thing because these are data related issues and one by one issues has to be validated. It takes some time because there are multiple user IDs being created for the same user. We have to get into each and every. So let's say example, I'll give you a live example. If my ID, let's say example, Rohit Bhatt has an ID where they are associated PAN and this PAN is associated with 5-6 IDs again. So now it's very important that I have to remove this PAN validations for rest of the 5 IDs first. So if I'm removing those 5 validation, that means he won't be using those or he won't be able to log in into those 5 logins rest of the places. So I need to check one by one with the user and each and every places that which ID I need to pick it up and which ID I have to deactivate to make sure that this user is able to log in. So for that particular users, we really have to talk to user one by one and make sure your issues are getting resolved, sir.
Okay. We are having issue of FX, DSC for MCA, LLP and other new version of company form. Tickets are resolved, but problem still persists. Business user registration is tagged to PAN. Where it is effect due to first name and last name PAN validation, SRN could not be cancelled.
Yeah, SRN cancellation we have not given to users as of now, sir. It has to happen through the ticket raising with LT. Sorry, with the MCA help desk only. So it's important that you raise the ticket if you want to cancel some of the SRNs. DSC, as I mentioned, I think this is the repetitive question, sir. We have already explained in detail the DSC, sir.
Okay. The only resolution we get from the help desk is the issue is resolved without any resolution or solution. Even after reopening of the ticket, there is a standard answer reopening the same.
Exactly, sir. Some places we have got this issue. It is important that to understand that while raising the issue, I would request all the users to give us the complete information. There is only way in the system as of now. We have to get more and more information from the users. The screenshot details of the issue is very, very important that all while you're creating a ticket, please make sure you're giving detailed information about the issue that you're facing.
How to check DIR3 KYC web filing is done by the director or not?
How do you, sir?
The question is how to check DIR3 KYC web filing is done by the director or not?
So this can be checked in DI3 KYC web form. You can put the DIN, send the OTP, and as soon as the OTPs are put at the last page, system will throw an error if the DI3 KYC is already done. So
okay, we have filled LLP form 3 and 4 1 month back, but it is yet not approved. What should we do? We are raising the ticket and also have emailed the respective number multiple times, but no answer.
Sir, it is with back office MCA officer. From a system where this is no issue. This is pending with the back office officer to approve it, sir.
Okay, unable to associate DSC to the designated partner person, also a director in company. In company, it is showing latest DSC, but in LLP signature, old DSC showing, and we are unable to upload DSC in MCA MCA V3.
I think, sir, we have given the answer on all the DSC related issues, sir.
Okay, Bharat
Bharat Kosh.
Bharat Kosh is a problem we feel compared to the previous version.
Sir, Bharat Kosh, we have received many appreciations, by the way. Bharat Kosh has much more gateways, sir, than we were using earlier. There were only 2 gateways in the earlier system. Here we have at least 8 to 9 gateways with different banks. At least we also have the accuracy as well. There are also Google Pay, UPI, all those gateways are available in the system. I think if I compared my experience from the earlier to this way, this has enhanced features, and it has all the new or recent technologies that are there, or the gateways that are there, are available on this portal. That is something that is enhanced to the MCA system, sir.
Okay, we have submitted Form 3-4, which come to the resubmission, but we could not upload. Resubmit the said form because of DSC associate issues. We have raised multiple tickets. Now this is same issue.
Same, sir.
I'm coming to the specific point. If we have filed SPICE with the designation of the person as full-time director, managing director for the public company, then it is required to file Form MR1 after incorporation.
So this is company related, which are not yet live on V3 portal. So I think we can skip this particular question.
We file LLP Form 3-4, DSC verification failed message coming.
Sir, same thing. I just repeat DSC related answers.
Okay, any question which you have given answer, you just pass on. Why
Okay.
once payment unsuccessful, stakeholder need to wait for 4 hours to make payment?
Yes, sir. It was there in the DR3 KYC earlier. It was taking you to the portal because there is no need to have a payment against this form. So it was to take there. And then once you do a payment, it will ask you that you need to wait for 4 hours. I would request that users just file a fresh form against this DIN number. You will be able to successfully do the payment because there's no payment to be done on this.
Okay. While associating DSC V3 is not showing in drop-down box, is SPAS 2003 installed latest e-signature and e-village.
Understood, sir. So for this, please ensure that if you're using it for the first time, change your PIN and then retry it. It will be visible in the drop-down.
Okay. While filling Form DR3 after filing up the saving first page, when we click to next button, it is not opening the next page. When we get log out again, we got the edit option. We have verified PIN number, mobile and email OTP. This is cumbersome. Is there any solution?
So DR3, although we have not taken to the system, right? DR3 KYC web and DR3 KYC is available, sir.
Okay. How can we download Challan after filing DR3 KYC web on V3 portal?
Sir, one is that pop-up should be enabled once you are moving from, when you are coming back from Bharat Kosh to MCA portal, please make sure that the pop-up is enabled. Second is in the application history on the right-hand side, we are giving a tab of download. From the download, you will see the Challan of the particular SRN.
Okay. We applied for conversion of private limited to LLP. The attached requirement is valuation certificate and auditor certificate. Please clarify the point, that type of certificate. Sakshi, you can tell us.
So can you please repeat?
We applied for conversion of private limited to LLP. The attachment required a valuation certificate and auditor certificate. Please clarify the point, what types of certificate.
Sure, sir. So that is basically related to the financial, if LLP is into any financial activity or not. So for that certificate, auditor certificate is required.
Rohit and Sakshi, because we have our time is over, but now I'm taking only the small questions. Big questions we will give separate reply.
So I think even if you have, as Srikumar sir has said as well, you can just copy them into some Excel and give it to us. We'll make sure we respond to all of the questions, sir, even after that.
Yeah, that we will do till the time some good question. If by submitting DIR3 KYC through web, I think this is not complete. If a group of 10 companies and there are not many common director, how can compliance manager file all companies at group level from one login? Is there any way For each company login, direct login or director's login would be necessary.
Sir, for this, it is recommended that you create company login for all the separate companies and then do the filing. And if the compliance officer is a professional, then he or she can definitely do the filings for all the entities.
Okay. During the DIN KYC, portal is generating wrong challans. Suppose I did KYC of Mr. X and portal is generating challan for Mr. Y.
Sir, this is something specific. We need to understand this issue. If you can just share the SRN for this, we'll make sure we reach out to this user.
In the form DPT-3, I'm not getting the option for filing net worth column. Either repaid amount or loan is getting reduced.
So for this net worth related, just give me, you can take up the next rest of the questions. I can just answer this. Just give me some time.
MCA ticket, there are no, they're not resolved since last 10 days incorporation. I think this is just complete. This is okay. If one is not able to register login at business user, how to proceed? This problem persists for more than 4 months for multiple complaints. What is the solution if not registered with login ID as business user?
So you can mention your SR number here itself. We'll make sure we reach out to you, get it resolved. The only thing, as I mentioned earlier, please don't use unique numbers like DIN, PAN, all email IDs should be unique. Those should not be registered with us. If you have multiple IDs being created into V2 and you're trying to migrate and create it, it will not allow you to get into the system.
So many complicated things. I have registered as user as a MCA, being company secretary of the company. I have retired now. I am practicing a chartered accountant. How can I earlier use ID for my CA practice, or do I have to separate ID?
No, you don't need to separate IDs. You can use the same ID, sir. It's just that your PAN, DIN, or any email ID have been associated with multiple IDs in V2, which is creating a problem. If at all your system or you have put a wrong password, if there's a lock of system that has happened, that will automatically go off within 5 days. So that is how the systems are, sir. Just make sure that if you're still facing issue, I would request to raise a service request or share it here. We'll make sure we reach out to you, sir.
Okay, my LLP form sent to resubmission, but I am not able to upload resubmission the form because whenever I click the edit button, it show blank form and asking to fill the complete form and also pay challan.
Which form is this, sir? Has you written this?
My LLP form.
No, if it is a Philip form 3, 4, or any of the forms, you just need to wait. As I said earlier, just wait for 5 seconds. All the information of pre-fill will come.
Okay. Okay. Getting no DMS ID for this particular record while downloading, uploading LLP form and unable to proceed.
You just need to press OK and move forward, sir. That is just a check from the system that is there. We are trying to figure it out or not figure it out. We are already resolved in the system. That error itself will not come at all. For the users, it's not an impact at all. You just need to press OK and go on, sir.
Okay, a business user registered under the category of professional CS in full-time practice is eligible for the business user. He can file all companies or registered company.
Yes, sir. As a professional, you can do all the filings in the new system.
I request the participant also, one Mr. Naveen Kumar, he has sent the same query 10 times, 20 times. It is not correct way. It is wasting our time and things also. Why do we need direct receive any acknowledgement after completion of DIR 3 KYC?
So there's an acknowledgement, there's an SMS, there's an email as well goes to this. The only thing is if I have filed a form in the system as per the design, what we have done is the confirmation for particular user comes at the end while filling the form, because that's a pre-filled form. All the information is pre-filled. The user will get only the confirmation at the end that your filing or the DR3 KYC has been filed for this year once the submission is being done. If you are not able to see it, you can go to application history and see that your form is approved or not. If it is approved, that you already filed for this year, sir.
Okay, we try to update the profile of a director, and after filling all the requisite detail, we still face the error in this end. Error was stated that user account already exists within. Please try to log in. What should we do?
Sir, there's no way other than to see that how many IDs he has in the V2 system, sir, because he may have used multiple DINs or this place with multiple IDs may have created with the same DIN. That is the reason the system is giving the error.
Okay, why play?
Sir, Just to answer that net worth related question in DPT3, so net worth will be enabled once you are filing the form for return of deposit, either for return of deposit or for return of deposit by a company which are and particulars of transaction which are not considered as deposit. So one or third point if you're selecting, then net worth will be enabled and you'll be able to file it. So make sure that you're selecting
Okay,
that
why
option.
pay later option removed from B3?
It is not. It is there, sir. It is with the offline payment, sir.
Okay. This is
The
same.
offline payment, press offline payment. You will generate your challan will generated, and then you can do the payment later on, sir.
How this a DIN is deactivated due to non-filing of DIR3 KYC. The DIN holder has not created his business user DIN login on B3 portal. While creating the login in B3 portal, after inputting the DIN, the information for mobile and email ID is pre-filled. However, the against the mobile field is null. How does the DIN holder resolve this issue?
So, sir, the information that I was mentioning, that this number in the earlier systems would have not been there while pre-filling this information. The phone number did not have to come. We need to make sure that he has to raise a request with us, and we'll just make sure that his phone number is available in the databases. Once the phone number is updated in the databases, you'll be able to see his number.
Okay.
And for now, the user can file it through professional. Some professional can file the DR3 KYC for that user.
Okay. Sakshi, net worth is not getting pre-filled in DPT3 or in B3?
So this is what I answered just now, that if you're selecting first or third option in the form, then only it will get enabled and otherwise not.
Version 3 accepting form DIR3 KYC without creating business user ID and associating DSC for the concerned director. Is it okay to do such filing?
Sir, DI3 KYC web is possible. DI3 KYC is not possible because if through business user, you will be able to file DI3 KYC. However, web is not possible through registered user, sir.
One director can file multiple companies form?
Sir, the directors with the companies with which that particular director is associated, only for such company the director can file the form.
What is the name of my pen? What if the name of my pen and the MCA registration differ? As I'm not able to add new role due to difference in name.
Her PAN validation will not happen in MCA system, sir.
Okay. Why is the once the information is filled and saved in the web form, it is logged out? And again, I think this answer you have given.
Yeah.
But please guide me where the Google form for making complaint is available.
Sorry, sir. Can you repeat it?
Please guide us where Google form for making complaint is available, sir.
Sir, it is with professional, sir. It is available with all the professional institutes. Just to name some, ICAI, Shri Priya ma'am is doing it. From ICASI, president is doing it. They have already shared the Google forms along with the details of link and everything. It is available. The Google forms can be accessed from there, sir.
Okay, Mansi Dagli has given some questions, some SRN number. I will pass on to Sri Rohit. You can just check this.
Yes, sir. Please.
If RBI has also revamped its Cosmos filing website, RBI keep active both old and new website active for filing, and RBI discard old version only after complete confidence in new version. Can the same be done with the MCA? I think this is some comment somebody is saying. For every director who use DSC for form filing, a separate user ID is to be created.
Sir, your voice was breaking. Can you repeat, please?
For every director who uses DSC for form filing, a separate user ID is to be created.
Yes, sir. One user ID, one DSC. So for every director who uses DSC, will have to have separate login ID.
Okay, now what I'll do, because we are exceeding time and we always finish our program in time. So what I'll do, there are so many questions which are repetitive, and there are some questions which are suggestive, and some questions are specific. So what we will do, we'll compile all these questions and send it to the ministry, and Rohit and Sakshi can give direct answer to these people who has raised certain specific question, and some question which they require for FAQ, they can hear. My suggestion, Rohit, all these questions you must have covered in FAQ, but some questions which are new other than the FAQ, you can put it in the FAQ so people can take advantage.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Here we will stop, because I have received 252 questions, but out of this, one gentleman has sent the same question 25 times. So, more than 250 questions other than this.
Sir, just wanted to use this forum to make sure to give information to all that we are into a phase where we are transitioning from a legacy system to a new system. I think we discussed. There are questions, there will be doubts, there will be questions. We are making sure we are working, as we shared, sir, we are working almost 24/7 to make sure that we are giving response to each and every queries. I would request if there is a delay, I would request have patience, sir. We'll make sure that we'll give responses to each and every tickets that we have. There are some data related issues. There are some data related tickets where we have to check even the forms last filed by this user, where I don't have ready-made answers for them, where I need to check. So people, let's say example, have filed form 3 as an attachment. Form 4 has been attached into the system, and they are searching for where is my form 4 data in the new system, because these are web forms and these are coming all pre-filled. The form data should be always available in the database within that table. If you have attached, because that was earlier was a e-form based system where you could attach and do the validation, on the PDF itself. There are some data related issues where we ourselves have to go back to our databases and check from PDF which was signed and all those things. It is taking time for do that. Similarly, on this login and registration, we have to make sure where these IDs have been associated with, remove them one by one and make sure which ID has to be used for this particular user is something taking time. I would request that have a patience. We as a team will all make sure that we resolve these issues together. We had similar issues in V2 rollout as well. Any new systems which are rolled out, there are some teething issues. We'll make sure all of them get resolved, and just wanted to ensure everybody all your issues will get resolved.
Okay, Rohit, this person who has sent me question, I'm just repeating his question. So at least, sir, my LLP form sent for resubmission, but I am not able to upload resubmit the form, because whenever I click on the edit button, it shows blank form and asking to fill the complete form and also pay challan. You have given answer, but
yeah. So, sir, as he has put many a times, can you just mention your SRN as well in the same chat so that sir can give it to me and will connect with you, sir, one-to-one.
Okay, one person is asking, Rohit is asking SRN, but how to pass on to SRN to him?
So, sir, you can in the same chat you can mention the SRN. I think when sir is collating this question, he will just put that SRN into that Excel and we'll take it up, sir.
Okay, so they have given this. I will pass on to you. So anybody
Sure, sir.
has an issue, a specific issue, please give the SRN number here, and we will send it to Rohit for this. So friends, we are coming to end of this program. It's one of the I think there are 910 registration was there, and 500 plus people have participated, 570 people. So it was, and we have received more than 280 questions collectively all. So as per usual, I am giving 1 minute time to everybody to finish that what is the today's topic and how you want to see this. So Bala, I'm starting with you. 1 minute time to close this.
I think this has been a wonderful session. I mean, I really, once again, want to thank corporate professionals to conduct such kind of very detail-oriented, in-depth webinars. And I think Mr. Rohit Bhatt and Sakshi Sharma has really tried very well to answer all these questions which professionals have put across. And Mr. Bhatt and Sharma, be rest assured that you are doing a great job, and we acknowledge that. However, at times, until there is a result, all the efforts look like halfway things, So acknowledging that the situation is wrong, but your efforts are always appreciated. And in coming times, your role in MCA's enabling professionals to do a great job would be highly crucial, and probably L&T in this third version would do a tremendous job to enable the entire economy to get corporatized. And corporate professionals, probably in India, there can be very, very few organizations. Probably corporate professional is the only organization which interacts with MCA in a very deep manner. it interacts with SEBI, it interacts with RBI, and probably if somebody would go and check their webinars, I think this is a phenomenal job. It requires a lot of time, back and forth coordination, and probably getting people to trust a medium in 1,000 participants getting enrolled for this itself is a big achievement. And probably with this session, there are a lot of questions which might have got answered. And probably in coming days, we would have a better ecosystem for the professionals as well as for the companies and MCA to experience. So I'm thankful for this opportunity. And whenever there would be any requirement, any place where I can give my little bit, I would be always ready. So thank you, corporate professional, and thank you personally to L&T for taking your time and giving this session. Thank you so much.
Sakshi, your comments.
Thank you so much, Pavan sir, Bala sir. Your words really matter a lot. And we understand that the professionals, this is something their bread and butter, and we are trying to resolve the issues as soon as possible. And we really appreciate the professionals, how with the patience that they are handling all these situations, and they are, bearing with us also. And we'll try to as the company module goes live at the set 2, set 3, and further sets go live, we'll ensure that whatever learnings we have taken from LLP and set 1 will implement the same thing in other sets also. And we'll try to ensure that users do not face much issues from now.
Thank you, Sakshi. Rohit, your word to the participant.
Yeah, sir. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity, and thank you, Balaji, for your for the kind words. This really gives us a boost towards resolving the issues. I know there are some teething issues, and there are a lot many issues that users have been facing, and we have resolved them. We have moved along from March till time. We have really moved. And the issues that were there initially through these users, we came to know there are a lot of issues. We have made sure that most of them are closed. Our login and registration, I see still more awareness has to be given with these users. And I'm sure that we'll be able to do this. We'll be able to get hold of all the things that are there in the teething issues. We are moving from completely a web form system, from an e-form to a web form system, which itself is a good change. All is happening for the data validations, data verifications. All is happening to following the compliances. All of this is happening for the newness or the new technologies that we are bringing in the systems. There are issues. There will be issues. We are there, and that's where we are there for. We'll make sure that all your issues are getting resolved with the efforts that you all appreciated, with the efforts that we have been putting in. We'll be able to achieve this all together. And thank you very much, sir, for arranging this session, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you all participants. And what we will do, we will compile all these questions we have received, divide into specific question, and remove the multiplicity and pass on to the MCA. So Rohit and Sakshi, they can work out whatever is already there in FAQ. Other than you can give answer directly to the participant. I will send the email address also. So friends, we are stopping here, and as our journey, and I thanks Bala, Rohit, Sakshi, Shri Kumar ji, and Manoj Pandey sir, who has given encouragement to organize this type of program, though he is not able to come because of his meeting is continue. So thank you very much, friends. As our journey will continue, so next Friday, on 23rd, we are organizing a very interesting topic for all these people. Today, you are aware that ED, CVI, income tax, SFIO, various organizations are coming, and they can, and SEBI, they can come and raid your office. They can call you for the investigation. They can call for your comments, call for your statement that is happening. Okay. So we will organize, we are organizing a program that in case there is any issue, that how you face the investigating authorities, how to give answer if the statement is recording, what you have to take care, what are the important points. That program we will organize on next Friday. So till then, thank you very much.